Hey, CoinTalk Podcast fam. Welcome back to another deep dive.
Yeah.
This time we're heading to Central Europe.
Central Europe, okay.
Yeah. The Czech Republic is making some really bold moves in the Bitcoin world.
Yeah, they're about to catapult onto the global Bitcoin stage.
Yeah. I like that word catapult.
Right?
Yeah, potentially overtaking some major players.
Pretty wild.
We're talking about not one, but two pieces of news that could totally shake up the Czech Republic's financial scene.
Big time.
First up, get this. The Czech National Bank is actually thinking about putting 5% of its reserves.
Wow.
Hold on to your hats, folks. That's a massive 140 billion into Bitcoin. Can you even imagine?
I mean, if they actually go through with it, they'd be surpassing countries like the UK, Germany, even Ukraine in terms of how much Bitcoin their national bank holds.
Yeah.
Bold doesn't even begin to describe it.
Right. But wait, there's more. They've also passed a brand new law making any profit you make from Bitcoin completely tax-free after just 3 years.
So not only are they thinking of investing big time, they're making it super appealing for people to hold on to their Bitcoin for the long haul.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love the sound of less taxes and more potential gains?
Yeah. It's a pretty clear signal that the Czech Republic is positioning itself as a Bitcoin-friendly hub,
Definitely.
which could have a ripple effect on other countries, especially those in the European Union who are watching closely.
For sure. Let's unpack this a little, starting with those Bitcoin reserves.
Okay.
For our viewers who might be new to this, could you break down what national reserves are and why countries even bother holding them in the first place?
Of course. Think of national reserves like a country's financial safety net.
Okay.
They're usually held in things like gold, foreign currencies,
Like you.
US dollars or euros, for example,
Yeah,
and highly liquid bonds.
gotcha.
The main reasons countries hold them are to keep their own currency stable, manage their exchange rates,
Thanks.
and basically have a backup plan if things go south economically.
Okay, so it's all about having a safety net.
Exactly.
So what could happen if a country suddenly decides to put a big chunk of its reserves into something as unpredictable as Bitcoin?
That's where things get really interesting,
Yeah.
and where you start to see some pretty strong opinions on both sides.
Yeah.
You've got Governor allocation of the Czech National Bank arguing that diversifying into Bitcoin could lead to much higher returns compared to traditional assets.
So he's essentially saying that the potential rewards outweigh the risks.
Exactly. He's banking on Bitcoin's long-term growth potential.
I see.
But not everyone is buying into that. Critics are understandably worried about Bitcoin's volatility. Remember how wildly the price can swing?
Of course, yeah.
They argue that a central bank's main job should be stability and protecting capital, not making risky investments.
Right.
They're concerned about the potential impact on the Czech koruna and the overall financial system.
Definitely a bold move with potential pros and cons. What do you guys think? Is it smart for a country to put its national reserves into Bitcoin? Head over to the CoinTalk Podcast YouTube channel and let us know in the comments. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives into the world of crypto.
It's a debate that's only going to heat up as more and more countries start seriously considering Bitcoin as a reserve asset. We could be witnessing a massive shift in global finance, and the Czech Republic is right at the forefront of it all.
Now let's talk about that capital gains tax exemption.
Okay.
This new law could make the Czech Republic a hotspot for Bitcoin holders, especially those who are planning to hold on to their Bitcoin for a while.
Yeah, it definitely makes things interesting. To really understand the impact, we need to quickly explain what capital gains tax even is. Think of it like this.
Yeah, maybe break that down for our CoinTalk podcast viewers who are still getting familiar with all these financial terms.
Sure. In simple terms, capital gains tax is a tax you have to pay on the profit you make when you sell an asset like stocks, real estate, or in this case, Bitcoin. So let's say you buy Bitcoin at one price and then sell it later at a higher price. Typically, you'd have to pay taxes on the difference.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So how does this new Czech law change things?
Well, this new law says if you hold onto your Bitcoin for at least 3 years, you won't have to pay any capital gains tax at all when you decide to sell.
So that's a huge deal for people who are investing for the long haul.
Yeah.
Less taxes means potentially more profit in your pocket.
Exactly.
Wow, that is huge. Makes you wonder if this will trigger a wave of people adopting Bitcoin in the Czech Republic. What are your thoughts on that?
It's certainly possible. This move also brings the Czech Republic's crypto rules in line with the European Union's markets in crypto assets framework, or MiCA as it's called.
So they're playing by the EU's rules while also making things more attractive for Bitcoin investors. It's a win-win.
Exactly. And here's another interesting wrinkle. The Czech Republic, unlike many of its European counterparts, doesn't have to follow the European Central Bank's policies when it comes to their own monetary policy.
Oh, so they've got a bit more freedom to try new things, make their own path?
That's right, and that makes them a fascinating case study.
Yeah.
If their Bitcoin strategy works out, if they see positive returns without too much risk, it could inspire other countries to rethink their own stance on Bitcoin. It could be a domino effect.
That's super interesting that they're the trailblazers venturing into uncharted territory.
You could say that their success or even their failure could have a significant impact on how Bitcoin is adopted globally. That's a pretty big deal.
For sure. Before we move on, I'm really curious to hear what our CoinTalk podcast viewers think about all this. Do you think the Czech Republic is making a smart move by diving headfirst into Bitcoin, or is this a gamble that could backfire? Hit us up in the comments on the CoinTalk Podcast YouTube channel and let us know.
We'd love to hear your perspectives on this groundbreaking development. While you're there, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest crypto news and analysis.
Let's zoom out a bit.
Let's zoom out and think about the Czech Republic's kind of unique position in all this.
Right.
They're part of the European Union,
Right.
but they haven't adopted the euro.
Right.
They still use the Czech koruna.
Right. So they're in the EU, but they're not tied to the European Central Bank's every decision.
Right.
How does that impact their Bitcoin strategy?
It gives them more flexibility.
Okay.
They don't have to follow the ECB's lead on things like interest rates
Uh-huh.
or inflation targets.
I see.
That means they've got more room to experiment with alternative approaches like investing in Bitcoin.
It's almost like they can dip their toes into the crypto pool without the ECB yelling, "Get back in the shallow end."
Exactly. And that makes them a fascinating case study for other countries,
Yeah.
both inside and outside the EU, if this move pays off for the Czech Republic. If they see good returns without too much risk, other nations might be more likely to reconsider their own positions on Bitcoin.
Especially countries in similar economic situations.
Right.
Or those looking to diversify their assets.
Right. The Czech Republic's actions could have a domino effect.
So let's flip the script for a second.
Yeah.
What are some potential downsides to this strategy? You mentioned volatility earlier, but what else could go wrong?
Well, Bitcoin's volatility is a major concern.
Yeah.
Its value can swing wildly, sometimes within hours. If Bitcoin's price were to plummet after the Czech National Bank invests, they could lose a substantial chunk of their reserves.
And that could impact their ability to keep the koruna stable.
Exactly.
Or react effectively to unexpected economic challenges, right?
Exactly. Then there's the issue of security. Bitcoin is generally considered a secure network.
Right.
But it's not invulnerable. A large-scale hack or theft could put the Czech Republic's Bitcoin holdings at risk.
So there's a definite trade-off. The potential for higher returns comes with a higher risk factor.
Absolutely. Policymakers need to carefully weigh those risks and benefits before jumping in with both feet. It's a complex decision with far-reaching implications.
Speaking of decisions, I'm curious to hear what our CoinTalk podcast viewers think. Do you believe the Czech Republic is making a savvy move by embracing Bitcoin? Or is this a gamble that could backfire? Head over to our YouTube channel and let us know in the comments. We love hearing your thoughts.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the CoinTalk Podcast channel for more insightful crypto analysis. We've got new deep dives dropping every week, covering everything from Bitcoin and Ethereum to DeFi, NFTs, and even the metaverse.
We're here to help you navigate this exciting and ever-changing world of crypto. Now, bringing it back to the bigger picture, what does this potential shift in the Czech Republic tell us about the overall adoption of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies? Is this a sign that digital assets are finally hitting the mainstream?
It's definitely a powerful indicator that Bitcoin is gaining legitimacy globally. When a central bank seriously considers adding Bitcoin to its reserves, it's a clear sign that the asset class is being taken seriously by major players.
It's not just a niche technology or a speculative investment for a small group of tech enthusiasts anymore.
Exactly. It's entering the realm of traditional finance.
Wow.
And even geopolitics.
And that opens up some really interesting questions.
Yeah.
Could we see other countries following the Czech Republic's lead?
It's certainly possible, especially if the Czech Republic shows that investing in Bitcoin can be profitable and relatively safe. We could see a domino effect with other nations, perhaps those with similar economic circumstances, or a desire to diversify their reserves, considering adding Bitcoin to their portfolios.
So the Czech Republic could become a trendsetter, paving the way for a new era of Bitcoin adoption. Imagine the impact that could have on global finance.
It's a scenario worth pondering, and it highlights the potential for smaller nations to have a disproportionate influence on shaping the future of global finance.
Interesting.
They might be more willing to take calculated risks and experiment with new approaches that larger, more established economies might be hesitant to embrace.
And those experiments could have a ripple effect across the globe,
Right.
for better or worse.
Exactly.
It's a truly fascinating time to be witnessing the evolution of Bitcoin and its growing influence on the world.
Absolutely. We're in the midst of a paradigm shift, a fundamental change in how we think about money and value. And it's happening right before our eyes.
Before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our CoinTalk podcast viewers with a thought-provoking question. What if this move by the Czech Republic is just the tip of the iceberg?
What if we're on the verge of a much larger wave of Bitcoin adoption by countries all over the world?
Could we see a future where Bitcoin becomes a standard part of national reserves?
And if that happens, how would it reshape the global financial system as we know it? What opportunities and challenges would arise?
These are questions we'll continue to explore here on the CoinTalk podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives into the exciting and constantly evolving world of crypto.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive on the Czech Republic's Bitcoin push. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and explore the endless possibilities of the crypto world.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It does.
The ripple effects of one country's decision could be felt worldwide.
Absolutely.
This just shows how important it is to stay informed about what's happening in the crypto space.
Yeah, things are evolving so quickly. It's not just about understanding the technology behind cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. It's about grasping the economic and geopolitical forces at play, too.
And that's what we aim to do here on the CoinTalk podcast, right? To equip our viewers with the knowledge they need to navigate this complex and exciting world.
Yeah, we want our viewers to be able to make informed decisions and participate in meaningful conversations about the future of finance.
Exactly. So whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just starting out, stay curious, ask questions, and join the conversation. Don't be afraid to share your thoughts in the comments section of our CoinTalk Podcast YouTube channel.
And remember, the best way to keep up with the latest developments is to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. We're constantly releasing new deep dives exploring all facets of this fascinating world, from Bitcoin and Ethereum to DeFi and NFTs.
We're building a community of crypto enthusiasts here at CoinTalk Podcast. Join us and let's explore the future of finance together.
Thanks for tuning into this deep dive on the Czech Republic's bold move into the Bitcoin world. Until next time, keep those brains engaged and keep exploring the possibilities of crypto.